Hello, a little bit lighter than I wanted it. That's better. Yes, welcome to the Lee Anthony Davis Show. Shall I say welcome back on this Halloween night? I'm just here to give you a few updates of what's coming up on some people's shows on YouTube. At the moment, right across on YouTube now is uh, Home Media Minefield. They're doing a Halloween special where his special guest is Mega Geek. Mega Geeks. Don't forget tonight, 7 o'clock. Geek Union's doing his live stream for the horror special for Halloween. As I've been plugging it all week, so at least I can plug it one more time, and that's enough. And of course, Noel Glynn's TARDIS Zone will be doing a live stream tonight as well. But this one's based on a science fiction film called Star Wars Special The Empire Strikes Back. So pop along to them and give them your support. Uh, as for me, I'm going to be rushing over to my Hammer Horror group and I'll be doing my horror quiz special for Halloween. It's called The Revenge of Frankenstein, and pop along and have a go. It's all for fun, isn't it, at the end of the day? And I promise to wear something over my face for the occasion because this face is far too frightening to be seen. So, anyway, that's what's coming up. I've also got a horror stream on my Twitch channel. So, and that's going to be the feature of Dracula AD 1972. That's at 9 o'clock, and I hope you can tune in for that. So, it's basically, shall I say, a terrifying night, isn't it, really? So, anyway, other things coming up. Yeah, I've got another thing happening on Facebook when I return to it. It will be just a little bit more. I don't like being. I don't like the spotlight on me. Yeah, I'm sure I don't. I've got one called the Horror Watch Party, featuring all the best horror clips put together. That'll be on my horror group on Facebook. So join me for that. That's at midnight, and then that will be it for Halloween, as they say. So there's plenty to do, plenty to see. So pop along, but watch me. Terrible, isn't it? Right. So anyway, just to plug something that's coming up tomorrow, I've got the Sarah Jane Adventures coming out. At well, as soon as I wake up, I'll plug it. I'll launch it. I'll show it to the world, or shall I say, show it to a certain few, and join. So it's a great group to join, and I expect it to be very big. So that's the Sarah Jane Adventures group being launched tomorrow. On Tuesday, I am appearing live with Dave Travels Through Time for his stream at 7:15, I think it is. I'll fill you in on details of that. I'm a guest panelist, of course, and we'll be doing our horror. We'll be doing not horror because horror's over then. Doctor Who special called Earthshock. So I've got. You can guarantee I've got plenty to say on that. And let's see something else coming up. Yeah, of course. The quiz questions revealed. The four quiz questions, remember, I asked. Not really are, but something for a bit of excitement to keep your blood boiling. Here we go then. So, ready for the revealing of the quiz questions? Right, here we go. The hammer. What shall I say? Here we go. The quiz Halloween special revealed with the answers. Right, here we go then. Right, if you were tuning in earlier, you'll know what the questions are. Remember, the first question was, what was the last ever film made by Hammer? What was the last ever film made by the Hammer Horror Company? And the answer is To a Devil, a Daughter. Unfortunately, that was the last ever film ever made. Christopher Lee was not even happy to be in that one, And they got this big American actor called Richard Widmark to star in it, and he was on the verge of going home. That just shows you how badly things were going for it. They managed to get it on, and when they did manage to release it, guess what they were up against? The Omen. So they were really, truly, as they say, the film was definitely put in its coffin and buried. That was a sad end for Hammer. But yeah, so that's the answer to that, to A Devil or Daughter. It also had Natasha Kinski in it, Honor Blackman, Denham Elliott. So, but even with those big stars, it just couldn't sort of bring it to life, or shall I say, it was all right. But even Dennis Wheatley was angry when he saw it because he said it wasn't in line with his book. And he said, "I will not ever let you have any more of my stuff again." To her, but he didn't need to worry. I'm sad, unfortunately for him, sadly he passed away, and that was that really. So I think the year had come to an end by then. You know, I think they were just stringing it out because they did a lot of on the bosses films. You know, the sitcoms. They got into that. They tried to expand themselves. They did manage to redeem themselves with the series, The Hammer House of Horror, which appeared on ITV in the 1980s. So they, you know, they were quite good. I remember a few of them, and they were very good stories, and some great actors were in them. So they were fantastic. But unfortunately, as a film industry, they were finished. But they had their day, you know. They everything has its moment, and that's the way it is. Right, moving on. What film had a familiar feel to The Blob, with the title and with the theme itself? Remember the Blob, Steve McQueen in the 1950s? Well, this one was exactly near enough like it. I think they got the idea from it, but anyway. It starred Michael Mariarty. In 1982 it was released, I think, and it was called The Stuff. It was basically looked like a food organism, you know, like yogurt, but it was like blob. It moved and go in people's mouths and come out people's. Oh, it's bloody gross. But anyway, it was actually an alien organism that resembled a yogurt. It wasn't. It was a blobby monster that took over people and completely consumed them. So anyway, and it was like a drug. So they were selling it in the. They had this bit at the end of the film where he had these drug dealers touching his stuff, going, yeah, bloody mad. So that was the film called. It was called The Stuff. Another, yeah, that's right. The third question was who starred in John Carpenter's The Thing. Well, it's obvious, isn't it? Kurt Russell. Remember him? Kurt Russell, Escape from New York as well. He was brilliant in this. It was a great thing. It was actually based on a one that was done in the 1950s. The Thing, but this guy was a humanoid form, you know, as if he didn't look frightening at all. Just basically came at you from nowhere and strangled you to death. But no, this one was a lot better. It had special effects, and it was bloody, shall I say, give you nightmares. Imagine it, you're sitting down and suddenly something moves, and you after watching that, you bloody jump a mile back. So anyway, it was a great film. And my last question to the horror was, uh, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, was it based on true events? Was it true or false? So I'll repeat that one again. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, was it based on true events? Is it true or is it false? The answer is it's true. It was based on a guy called Ed Gein. I don't know if you've known him, but I think in the 1940s he killed two people, but it's what he did to them that was so horrific. He cut the skin off one woman and wore it around his face. And, oh, he was totally mad. He didn't. I don't think he ate them. I just think he preserved the parts and put them in. I think he ate it because his mum died and she was really a Bible bashing woman, and she was really strict. I could go through the story of this, but it's too horrific. He was into graveyard into corpses and stuff like that. You know, digging up corpses and having. Oh God, I won't go into it. It's just grotesque. So anyway, the name was Ed Gein. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre was based on that. Even though the Texas Chainsaw Massacre nothing happened in it. I mean, all you basically got was visuals. But not a lot happened, you know, where the door shuts and you have to use your imagination. But your imagination can run away with you. It was a well put film, better than the Blair Witch Project. That was totally boring. Remember the Blair Witch Project. The Blair Witch Project that was released in 1999 with this woman with a bloody stupid torch in her face. It was a cheap effort. It was done like an amateur sort of way. In fact, it peaked. It was a novelty, but it wore off, and they tried to do a second one. It wasn't so successful. So anyway, that is all 4 questions answered. I hope you enjoyed that. I've got a proper one coming up, as I said, with a Hammer Horror quiz on my Hammer Horror group called Revenge of Frankenstein. So tune into that, and I'll see you at the same time tomorrow, and back at the usual time as 6 o'clock tomorrow as well with the second part of this show. So join me for the Lee Anthony Davis show tomorrow. Don't forget to tune into my Hammer Horror group later on, and don't forget to tune in to my Twitch channel for another quiz involving Hammer Horror, the Dracula AD 1972, and don't forget to join me on my horror group for a watch party Halloween special. So until then, I'd like to say thank you for watching. I hope you have a fantastic Halloween night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.